I don't review a whole lot of movie replica hilts because they're so expensive. I've done a couple. I've done the Luke Skywalker Xenopixel V2 and the Luke Skywalker from N-Sabers with the Proffie core, and I've done a Darth Revan. Today I'm going to be reviewing a replica hilt, and this one is priced so incredible you're going to lose your mind, and you're not going to believe the price that you can get one of these sabers at. Let's go. Welcome back once again to all my Jedi and Sith companions. I am your host, the Frugal Jedi, and today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Anakin Episode 3 Replica Saber by HANLING Saber, and this thing is beautiful. Obviously, I've already seen it. I always test everything I get. I'm so excited to share it with you because if you are looking for a movie replica hilt that's not going to cost a ton of money, this one is phenomenal. You can get this saber in a few different configurations. You can get it with the blade included, or you can get it with just the hilt. And you have two options. You can get it H-Pixel, and we've looked at H-Pixel already. H-Pixel has the micro SD capabilities. You have tons of effects, and they're Bluetooth, and they're phenomenal soundboards. And the price for the H-Pixel model for just the hilt is $260 including shipping to Canada. I don't know the shipping rates for every other part of the world. You will have to contact HANLING Lightsaber directly, and they can tell you. And the other option for this lightsaber is the Proffie core, and the price for that one, and get ready for this because this is nuts. If you just want the hilt with the Proffie core, it's $280 US, including shipping to Canada. You want to add a blade, jumps up to $305 US. So you're paying $25 US extra for the blade. And I'm going to say for $25 US, get the blade. As I always do, I'll have links and information in the description that'll take you to HANLING's official store, and also an email address if you want to email them. And you can email them directly to inquire about this lightsaber or any saber they have, and you could work out shipping with them. And before I point the camera down to unbox it, I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers. I'm at 950 subscribers. I am so close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I hope my numbers just keep going up every day. I have a lightsaber giveaway going on, and I'll put a card up on the screen right there if you want your chance to win a free lightsaber. I am ready now to point the camera down, and let me show you this absolutely beautiful, amazing lightsaber. The saber ships in this cardboard box. It's actually double lined, so there's another box inside with tons and tons of this packing material. So it was very well packed, nothing was moving around. And I'm going to be keeping some of this foam because this is really great for using as liners for the inside of helmets. The blade shipped inside this foam tube for protection, and it had the cellophane covering on it as well. The blade is 36 inches long, but it is actually a little different than any other lightsaber I've reviewed so far. This is actually 7 3/8 width, not 1 inch. So it's a skinnier blade, and that is because the hilt obviously is designed to fit this blade. I also got a display stand included, which is nice. And now let's open up this box and have a look. So you're going to get your instruction manual included. You get a cleaning cloth. a micro USB adapter so you can program the micro SD card. You get a little fancier Allen key, your USB-C charging cable, you get this other pommel, or a cap for the bottom. This is more screen accurate. It doesn't have any holes cut into it, so it's going to muffle the sound, but if you want to display it and have it look as close to the movie as possible, you would use that one right there. And now this beautiful hilt. Have a look at this. This is so nice, and it looks perfect. The details on that plate, the grip, you have a CoverTech wheel, and oh my gosh, it is pretty heavy. Like, there's really good weight to this. But wow. Of course, it's full aluminum construction. The fins are a hard plastic, like a rubbery plastic, but everything else on this hilt is metal. Gorgeous. Let me give you the tour of this Anakin EP3 lightsaber. We'll start off by looking at the core. Unscrew the grip. And there you have your core, your charging port on the bottom. And to access the Proffie, just pull it out. I love that I can take out the whole core, throw it on the charger, and still leave my saber on display. Beautiful. And you can see your Proffie board at the top there. And I'll pop it back in. What's cool as well is you can decide to flip this around and put it back in. And when you do that, it'll reverse the two buttons. So right now my primary button is this switch, while my auxiliary button is up here. So it's in standby right now, and while in standby, I can adjust the volume. I hold the auxiliary button for 2 seconds until I hear a beep. Okay, so now to increase the volume, I press the main button. And that tells me it's max volume. And to decrease the volume, I press the auxiliary button. And it'll go all the way down to there. I'm going to leave it loud because I like it loud. Okay, so it's at max volume. I'm going to hold the auxiliary button for 2 seconds. Or hold it until it beeps. And now the volume is set. If I want to play background music, I hold down the primary button and tap the auxiliary button. And again, to shut it off. To cycle through your sound fonts, you tap the auxiliary button.
You want some? Power.
It'll also go to a power menu, and it'll show you how much power is left on the battery, which is kind of neat.
Are you ready? Are you?
So here's Darth Vader. And to turn on the saber, I can either click the primary button, I can use gesture controls like twisting, stabbing, swinging. So let's try it out. I don't have room to stab, really. Okay, I'm just going to press the button. And of course you have sensitive smooth swing. It's Proffie. It's gonna have gyroscopic sensors, the whole bit. Blaster. I can have flash on class, of course. Lock up, hold down the button. Okay. Maybe it's hold down the primary button. Yes. So you hold down the primary button to do your lock-up effect. And tip drag as you thrust forward while holding the primary button down. You can also use a secondary. You get that tip drag happening there. This is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what a Proffie soundboard can do. If I were to try to explain all of it to you, oh my goodness, it would take me so long, and I would need to make an entire video series on how to work with Proffie, because it is a can of worms and there's just so much to learn. If you're going to be getting one of these sabers, I would say if you're just wanting something that looks beautiful and is easy to program, get HPixel. If you really want the challenge of programming it manually and working with code, get the Proffie. Either one, it is a beautiful looking lightsaber. I know I use the word beautiful a lot, but I mean, how else can you describe this? I'm going to move on to the demonstration, and I have a couple of guests with me that are really excited to try the saber out. One of them you've met before, my son, the Padawan who turned Sith, and you're also going to meet my nephew, and he is so excited to be able to try this lightsaber. Neither of them has seen it, so they're going to be able to use it for the very first time. Now I'm just going to wait for the sun to go down. We're going to demonstrate it, and then they're going to join me in final thoughts, and we'll let you know what we think of this Anakin EP3 lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Oh, it's nice. That's realistic. That's really realistic, actually. It looks exactly like the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that.
You are under arrest, my lord.
Oh, Mace Windu. It looks very similar. Same color. Whoa, that one's cool. Nice and blue, like a teal. This one's like actually like good weight too. Like it feels like heavy, like it's supposed to. 'Cause there's other ones that I felt that are like lighter. Has a good weight to it. That's nice. That feels really nice. Yeah. I like this. Has a nice grip, even for being super glossy. You expect it to be like really slippery, but nah. Interesting.
You want some? Come get some, Kenobi.
That's great. I like that one.
This DJ is official.
That's funny.
Power.
It's surprisingly easy to swing, even with all that weight. And it's really well balanced too, because there is so much weight at the hilt. But when you do swing the blade, you will notice the blade flexing because of the thickness. And you can see it flexing up and down. This is not a combat blade. This is not something you should be fighting someone with. And there's your tick drag. Very nice. It's the end of the video, so it is now time for our final thoughts. I have my Padawan with me here, my son, and this is my nephew, Christian. Christian's new to lightsabers, so this is pretty much the only lightsaber he's really got to try out and play with. So I'm going to ask you first, what did you think of the Anakin EP3?
I definitely thought it was a really good replica because of the weight, and also I liked the fact that it was flexy too, because it's good for show, and it's good for it would be good for filming as well, because that's how it was in the movies. And I think all over it's a good lightsaber, and really good replica. It looks exactly like how it did in the movie, so I think they did a great job on it.
Yeah, like I mean, I haven't really paused or looked up close at the one in the movie, but I'm pretty sure it is identical to this.
Yeah.
But the flex, yeah, I mean the flex, it's not a huge deal, but I mean you're not gonna be hitting this against another saber, and I wouldn't recommend it. If you're gonna deal with someone that has a blade that's also 7/8 of an inch thick, and you're not hitting too hard, you should be okay. If you're going to be recording video and stuff, I just wouldn't obviously use it for extreme hard combat, because I think eventually you'll get a bend in the blade that you won't be able to get rid of unless you kind of flatten it. But yeah, other than that though, I mean, anything else? What did you think? Easy to use, I guess.
Oh yeah, it was, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and it's pretty pretty good weight. So the balance, the balance is good.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. The balance on this saber is right. It's hard to do because of the length of it, but the weight of it's right there. A lot of the sabers, the weight or the balance point is up here. And I just found that when I was swinging this thing, it was just you swing it and it just returns right back up. It's just, it was a lot easier to swing than I was expecting. Mm-hmm. William, what did you think?
I thought it was good, it looks identical to the one in the movie. I've watched Revenge of the Sith countless times. It is identical. I couldn't tell you one thing different. The flex on the blade, well, for me, when I'm spinning it super fast, I am terrified that it's going to bend or it's going to snap or something like that. I like how you turn it on as well. Because usually, with the Luke one, you'd press right here, but this is just hard metal. You have the switch right here. I found that kind of cool. The one back here, pretty cool.
Yeah.
The weight of it is perfect, because when you're swinging it, you're not going to be holding it from down at the bottom, because that just looks weird. You'd hold it from right here. That's really good weight. Yeah, I think this thing's perfect, honestly. Nothing to complain about.
Yeah, and myself, really the design of it is great. I love the features in it. being that it's a Proffie soundboard, I had a look at the micro SD card contents. They don't include the config file on there. So, that means that you have to reprogram it from scratch if you're going to be changing anything on the Proffie OS. It's not a big deal. You can back up all the sound fonts onto your computer, and then you can go ahead and reprogram the Proffie OS, put them back in, and then set up the blade styles for each one. No big deal. The other thing is the micro SD card for the Proffie. It's a little tricky to get out because the Proffie card is flush with the Saber, and I'm going to show you quickly what I'm talking about here. Let's take this off, and I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to just pop out the battery so it doesn't turn on. Okay. So I don't know where you're going to see this. I'll have a close-up on screen, but I'll show you guys. So the micro SD port, the micro USB port to program this is right there. When you're trying to slide in the USB cable, it hits the battery compartment. And the micro SD card is actually underneath the Proffie board. So to access the micro SD card, you have to lift up the Proffie board. And they designed it this way. And there you go. So now that once you've lifted it up a little bit like that, you can easily pull out the micro SD card, and you can see that there. Mm-hmm. And then when you're done with it, you pop your micro SD card back in, and you push down the Proffie board. Not the best design for Proffie. I like the N-Saber's Luke Skywalker design with Proffie. How you didn't have to do that, but whatever. It's a small thing. It's really not that big of a deal. So that's really my only negative. Everything else I love. We're now going to give this Saber a score out of 5, with the first category being value for money. Value for money for me, for a replica Anakin Episode 3 lightsaber, you're not going to find anything that is cheaper than this. And it looks amazing, feels amazing, and I think it's perfect. So for value for money, I'm giving it 5 stars. William, what do you think?
Yeah, especially it's a Proffie board, and for that cheap, that is ridiculous. How much was it? $260, right?
No, for Proffie with the blade is $305.
That's still
including
incredibly cheap. I can't this thing before was going for $600. I couldn't find it any cheaper. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars for value for money.
Christian, what would you think the value for money is for what you're getting?
I definitely think it's a good deal for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect you to know as much because you're not buying sabers like crazy. And my son he's also a co-contributor to the channel, so he knows and he looks and he understands prices. The next category is design. And design is, how does it feel? How does it look? Is it good quality? Design for me, everything is nice except for that one small complaint with the micro SD card and how to access it. So design, I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5.
All right. So myself, I don't mod these things. I'm not taking out the micro SD to do anything. The materials on the on the Saber, it's all metal. The only thing that's a little iffy is this thing contracts fingerprints a lot.
Yeah.
It gets all over it. But as long as you're wiping it down after you're done using it, no problems. 5 out of 5 for me.
Okay. What do you think of the design?
I think it's really good. They did a good job. I think the fingerprint too thing, I definitely noticed that right away.
Yep.
Other than that, I think it's really good. Yeah, I think they did a great job.
Next category is features. Features with H-Pixel or Proffie. H-Pixel, you have 27 sound fonts. and there's a few more that are hidden. I don't know if you discovered that. You also have, with Proffie, you can do so much customization, and the H pixel as well. Don't get me wrong, H pixel, you can make your own blade styles, ignition effects, add sound fonts and music, and I like the Bluetooth feature of H pixel with the app. It makes it super easy. Whether you pick H pixel or Proffie, to me, I think the features are spot on. You're getting amazing effects for a little bit of money compared to the competitors. Features, I'm giving this saber 5 out of 5.
All right, so with this saber, especially like just being able to just put this, like, take it out and put it back in just by pulling it out, no screws, no nothing. And if there was screws, it would completely like mess up the whole look of the saber. Because imagine a screw like right there, it just messed the whole thing up, and make it look really ugly. For features, like the smooth swing sounds great. Speaker sounds great. The sound fonts on there, they're hilarious. They're great.
Yeah.
Wish there was one on there. Younglings, Youngling
We'll
Killer.
talk about the Youngling Slayer sound font.
Other than that, like, because myself, I own an SN Pixel, and I would take this over that any day of the week. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I forgot was that the Proffie does support accent swings. So accent swings are, if you swing the saber really fast, it produces a different sound effect than when you're just swinging it around. So you get that woo, and then woo. You'll hear it being a little different. Proffie does accent swings, while H Pixel doesn't. It's really, for me, it's not a huge deal. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Next category, and the last category, is quality. That's everything from the way it's packed to the quality of the material, the blade. The packaging was great. The box that this came in was nice with that foam insert. And the quality of the display stand is great. The metal, fantastic. It is polished, so you're going to get fingerprints on it. Blade quality is good. And I don't know if it's just this particular one, or is it all 7/8 inch blades? Are they all flexible like this? I don't know. But I think quality is phenomenal. I don't have any complaints. Handling has given me, or shouldn't say given me, I've reviewed 2 other lightsabers from Handling, which I both purchased. This one was given to me by Handling, and all 3 sabers, the quality is perfect. So quality, getting 5 stars.
Oh yeah, for me as well, 5 stars. Like, polished metal, fingerprints, sure, but it looks incredible. Like, it is 1-to-1 scale, like Replica. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
5 out of 5 for sure, definitely.
Christian, what do you think of the quality?
Yeah, I think it's definitely 5 out of 5 for sure. Yeah, I agree. Like, I haven't looked too much into lightsabers, but it definitely, like, it looks like the best option for a replica. Yeah.
Yeah, like what we were talking about when we were doing the demonstration is how much heavier this one is compared to a Black Series. I've got to hold a Black Series Darth Vader and like the Force FX Black Series, right?
Yeah.
And it was so light. I picked it up and I'm like, okay, this thing feels like it's hollow. I couldn't believe it. And it's made out of metal, but I'm like, this metal must be like the thinnest metal. Like, it was so light. And you pick up this one and you just feel the weight. And you think, like, this probably is more, this feels like it's actually a weapon. It's not just a toy.
Exactly.
It feels like it's a weapon. So we'll take the 4 scores, add them up to find the average. I'm giving this Anakin EP3 lightsaber, and I'm going to round it up. I'm giving it a 4.9 out of 5.
All right, so I'm like, round up all the score, 5 out of 5. Perfect saber, no complaints. Everything is perfect.
Yeah, same for me. I agree. 5.
A 5?
Yeah, for sure. It's great quality. I love how it's actually weighs a lot like that.
Yeah. A big one.
And I think it's great. It looks great. The features are good on it as well. I think like some of the sounds are really cool too. So yeah.
Yeah, and you can add more,
Yeah.
Yep.
which is awesome. That wraps up another episode of The Frugal Jedi. Please, as always, don't forget to click on that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and tap the bell to stay up to date. And once again, I do have this lightsaber giveaway going on. You can follow the card on the screen and enter for your chance to win an SN Pixel V4 Mandalorian lightsaber. Until next time, I've been your host, The Frugal Jedi. Thank you all for watching.